It's now time for question period. The member from Kitchener-Conestoga.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Deputy Premier. Deputy Premier, yesterday's AG report makes it clear that your dogged refusal to hear ministry staff warnings about the severe impacts of your cost-cutting winter road maintenance contracts led to serious injury and even death. The auditor is calling you out on your careless decisions to save a few bucks on the backs of Ontario motorists. You toyed with the lives of Ontarians. You weighed the potential for $36 million in savings versus the potential for injuries and fatalities, and you ran straight for the cash. Now the auditor tells us your inaction has led to hundreds of lawsuits, and this report will likely mean many more on the way. Deputy Premier, given the injuries and fatalities, as well as now the hundreds of lawsuits, could you tell us if the $36 million in savings was actually worth it?
Was it all worth it?
Thank you. I am going to immediately jump on anyone that when I'm standing and getting quiet, they start talking, they will get it. Transportation.
Thanks very much, Speaker. I want to begin by thanking the member opposite for that question today. Of course, a very important issue. As I said yesterday in response to the auditor's report, we do thank her for the work and for the work of her team with respect to this thorough and thoughtful review. And as was noted in her report, Speaker, the Ministry of Transportation accepts all 8 of the recommendations that the auditor has brought forward, Speaker. I'm sure I'll have a chance to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But I should also point out, Speaker, that in 2013, before the auditor was asked by the Standing Committee on Public Accounts—
The member from Nepean Carleton, come to order.
Before the Public Accounts Committee made the request to have the AG come in, Speaker, the Ministry of Transportation conducted a comprehensive review of the winter maintenance program. As a result of the work that the Ministry undertook, Speaker, since 2013, we have added 55 pieces of equipment in Northern Ontario, 50 pieces of equipment in Southern Ontario, Speaker, 20 area coordinators, a new director of maintenance, 5 area engineers, Speaker, to build in the oversight that we know is required in this program, Speaker. Thank you very much.
Supplementary.
Mr. Minister, the warning lights were everywhere, and your government turned a blind eye. Your own ministry officials were sounding alarm bells, and you covered your ears. Opposition members were calling on government to throw this into reverse, but you stepped on the gas, ensuring faulty contracts you introduced in 2009 would give you the savings you needed, and to the heck with the consequences. Meantime, our highways were littered with pile-ups, closures and fatalities, calling out for attention and immediate action. In the last year alone, Minister, we've seen every major highway, the QEW, the 401, the 400, and countless in the north, hit with pile-ups, gridlock, and sadly, fatalities. Minister, what do you say to those motorists, to those injured, to those families who lost loved ones? At the very least, you owe an apology.
Just apologize.
Minister.
Thanks very much, Speaker. I thank the member again, the member opposite again, for his follow-up question. Speaker, as I said yesterday, I am quite determined to accept full responsibility for making sure that, following up on the auditor's report, that we do take the action required to make sure that Ontario drivers, for next winter and for all winters beyond, have the confidence in the system, as they certainly should, Speaker. But as I said yesterday, Speaker, in addition to accepting all 8 recommendations, and in addition to the concrete action that we took following our own comprehensive review in 2013, Speaker, by next winter season, the Ministry of Transportation will have 28 additional roadside cameras to monitor road conditions, a pilot project in place for the public to track the location of the plows, more roadside weather stations to update changing weather, a revamped 511 website that's easier to read and have time-stamped information moving forward with respect to real-time display. Speaker, in it.
Thank you. Final supplementary.
Minister, invest in the roads, not the bureaucracies.
Yes, exactly. More bureaucracy. That's what you're investing in.
Minister, your refusal to apologize shows a breathtaking, shameful lack of empathy, especially given legislation on the books allowing for proper acknowledgement and apology in exactly these types of situations. Yet yesterday, as the Toronto Star reported, you as Transportation Minister refused to apologize. Minister, where I come from, if you do the wrong thing and you've hurt someone, you say you're sorry. The AG report, right here, makes it clear that your government mishandled winter road maintenance. People were hurt. Do the right thing today, Minister, and apologize to Ontarians.
Here, here, apologize.
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Minister?
Speaker, of course, what the member opposite, not surprisingly, Speaker, would refuse to acknowledge in this House is that same Auditor General's report acknowledges
Prince Edward
that over the
Hastings,
last
second time.
13 years, Ontario has ranked first or second in North America for highway safety, Speaker. That same auditor's report, Speaker, would also acknowledge that from 2003 until 2012, the number of deaths on Ontario highways relating to winter conditions has reduced, Mr. Speaker. That same auditor's report acknowledges and praises the Ministry of Transportation for the concrete action that we took following our own
The member from Nepean Carleton will come to order. Second time. Carry on.
As I was saying, Speaker, that same auditor's report acknowledges and praises the Ministry of Transportation for the concrete action that we've taken since our internal review. Do I accept responsibility for getting this right? I certainly do, Speaker. I'll keep working hard to make sure we deliver an outcome the people deserve.
Thank you.